store page for I Define Cybermancy makes it look like it's going to be a blast. A co-op FPS RPG with a cyberpunk setting, positive reviews, and it's only $10? Sign me up. But every person who thought the same thing I did was in for one of the best, worst games of all time. The game starts off with character creation, and what kind of D&D bullshit is this? I don't even know what this means. As far as I know, you're supposed to pick the meta option for all three of them, and keep rolling until all your stats are green. Once you don't die, you're ready to go.
Studiješ. Ahoj Rio Kejtejníko Festy Bomby.
Yeah, no one in this game speaks English. You gotta read all the dialogue, so get used to it. Let it be known that this game was made in France, so the dialogue translation could be... well, let's just say it could have some interesting results. If the 20 tutorial videos didn't scare you off, the Resident Evil style inventory management will. But it's pretty cool you can start the game off with heavy armor and a minigun if you want to.
You are terminated.
But the weight disadvantage sucks, so I'm going with the AR. Going into the first combat encounter, it feels like the game's a modified version of Half-Life 2, which is a given because it's a source game. So all the human enemies pick like the Combine. Anyway, what are the enemies? Got the Hellghast, a Sci-Fi Channel original movie monster, a Xenomorph Tyranid maybe? Mummy? A werewolf? It's software!
It's gonna sue somebody.
For all the guns, you get what you'd expect, some are better than others, all that stuff. But what I don't like is that all of them have a random chance to just miss. Soccer players will feel right at home. Combat isn't also all guns. You can get magic and cyber powers too. For example, you start off with one to let you heal from any dropped item, and you could also get a cloak too later on. Another ability you have is hacking, and you can hack pretty much anything in this game, and even people. The hacking is like a little JRPG minigame, and if you lose, you either get your screen all fucked up, or you just die. Once you beat the first level of the game, you're put into the hub area, and there's a lot you can do here. If the game didn't scare you already, it probably will now. You know, let's take a look at the lore, because there's a lot of it. In the far future, a dystopian federation controls humanity, and a secret society comprised of cyborg warrior monks comprised of humanity's negative energy called the Metasharmonic Force. I comprised of two factions with different ideals, causing killing millions. Okay, I get it. It's Warhammer 40k at home. Which is funny because the devs later went on to make 40k games. Moving on, you can also buy new powers and guns in the hub, brouzouf, which is the game's currency, and you basically get it by doing anything, like a Lego game. To add to the game's already complicatedness, you have cyber upgrades that give you bonus stats. When I first got the game with me and my friends, we joined the public lobby and everyone told us to only invest in cyber legs, and they were right. Thank you, Beef Daddy 69. I'll never forget your lessons. Yeah, I would have recorded footage of me playing the multiplayer, but my friends have a certain reaction whenever I bring this game up. Do you guys want to play I? Another thing to know about is the research, which can give you new items or stat boosts. But you never know what they're going to give you, and sometimes it gives you nothing. Come on, that's just cruel. I shouldn't even have to use a wiki to know if I'm screwing myself over. This is stupid. One thing you gotta keep track of with this game is how many times you die. When you die, you normally just respawn if you have enough lives. But every time you die, you have a chance of getting what's called a fatal wound, which adds a permanent debuff to your stats. This adds a mechanic to the game I like to call, don't fucking die! While getting just one isn't so bad, they can stack, which means if you die too many times, you might just need to start a new character. While you can cure them, you don't get the research to do so until late game, and it's stupid expensive. So just play it safe, bros. While the game itself isn't too hard, just wait till you get to Mars, which has all the Federation gunships and cyber demons everywhere. It's at this point in the game where I gave it up last time I played. Just because there's so much grinding you gotta do, and I don't like grinding in games. But as long as you got the bear killer, and if you don't, just use the heavy sniper rifle till you get it, you can pretty much two-shot the game's two toughest enemies with ease. And you get good money XP for it, so it's grinding time.
Hey bro, watch your jet. Watch your jet, bro. Watch your jet!
Beef Daddy 69, your student has learned well. Now that I'm more powerful and I can finally beat the game, I do so.
One of us is in deep trouble. Shit. Shit!
I'll be back.
I'm back. Well, that hit the spot.
After reading the credits, I'm sent back to the hub area, but no one remembers what happened. And they mistake the player character for being the commander. When you go back to the boss room, you're sent to the dream world where you see some characters from the story I didn't talk about, and they say random philosophical stuff. When you're done talking to them, and you go back through the portal, you end up at the start of the game? This is pretty much a new game plus, but if you want the real ending to the game, you gotta get all 3 endings with a single character. If you're curious, the endings are based on who you sided with at the end of the game. While you watch this review, you probably think I hate this game, but I don't. I actually liked it enough that I wouldn't mind giving it another go. And I think its status of cult classic is well deserved. For its positives, I found the gameplay loop to be quite addicting, but I'm pretty sure that's just a me kind of thing. And I thought the atmosphere was really well done, and the art direction. My god, the art direction is perfect. I just cannot get enough of it. Space knights, space samurais, fighting evil regimes, demons, and cyberpunk setting, and space gothic stuff. Can't get enough of it. Love it. As I mentioned, the game is co-op, so you can play it with friends, which is always a positive. And if not, the community is pretty cool. And as I said earlier, I wouldn't know where to start with this game if it wasn't for people helping me out. Besides, what is a game can you have 16 players in a campaign? Not to mention the memes. They are top tier. For the negatives, the game is very jank, if you haven't seen it guessed already. Some enemies are just straight up bullet sponges and can insta-kill you. The whole fatal wounds mechanic, which I talked about earlier. The fact that the game can get very grindy, and I just hate grinding games. And the game definitely does not hold your hand, but that could be a positive to some people. The RPG elements are barely explained. A lot of the environments are too big, and while I love them from an art design point, it becomes tedious when you gotta run a mile just to get to your objective. And the story is pretty hard to follow too, like, I don't think I can even sum up what happened in this game, to be honest. When people say I is the roughest gym of all time, they weren't kidding. Dog! When people say I is the roughest gym of all time, they weren't kidding. This is a hard game to get into that requires patience. But if you persevere through it, I think it provides one of the most interesting sci-fi immersive video game experiences out there. But overall, I don't recommend this one unless you're going to put time into it. Before I end this video, I kind of wish I used the pump shotgun a little more, because this thing fucks.